Hi everyone, and welcome to this video. Anticipated anime's debut episode is out now, who goes by the name of Kaiju number 8. You, my brother and friend, it has finally received its first adaptation. Here is Kaiju number 8's debut episode. Furthermore, I already have this episode in my As This Monster Occurs, and for this reason, this is also to notify you, my buddy, that a Kaiju has now arrived in the city. The Kaiju is the name of a large monster that exists. People were evacuated here after it, and this friend, don't worry, this is no joke. This cashew nut is 60 meters long. Estimate the size of a massive titan. Both this and these buildings pose a serious risk. Cashews are cashews and nothing more. The military has arrived. They ought to have examined the heat radiation. That indicates that nobody is in the area. These folks then start firing up all the time, but they're fantastic. The problem is, brother, these tablets have no effect because of this, and this cashew is really dangerous. These kinds of divisions exist among humans to address the circumstance that is, whenever if a wicked person enters the city and wreaks chaos. Here, divisions were established to address it, and now the third division is upon us. The calf of this cleaning crew is the primary character. However, the third division is located inside. He receives a lot of praise, and many people become his fans in particular. On the other side of their Captain Mina, it is demonstrated that these cleaners labor without being asked or even receiving praise for it, which is the worst thing that can happen in this situation. But there's nothing else these guys can do. Rather than slicing this cashew and running away, these people are employees of Izumotech, and samples, etc., are provided to them of these cashews in order to conduct research and other tasks can accomplish, and this is essentially what we're focusing on. There is only a scenario of screed cleaning displayed. This implies that the calf is at the center of the tail. Here, these people are going to rotate a body. It's likely that you are learning something from it. The body's acid is released, and an individual he sustains injuries as well, which is why he is in so much pain right now. Arrives first to assist him, and he adds, "Don't worry about injuries like these. I already sense that you are my own. Observe caution and obtain workers' compensation." Correctly, the calf indicates that there was a lot of filth left by the third division here. Have left, which means that they always act in this way. Additionally, this monster, Big Brother if you will, is quite present. Their sole responsibility is to eliminate the entire thing, everything, including wiping and taking it out. In other words, these folks will work for nothing in this situation. Is appointed to oversee a different sector. My friend, this is the current state of the intestines. He hears that and feels terrible. So, this guy asks, "Friend, I heard that anyone in the intestinal system can. If I decided not to go, would it still be as dangerous? Let me tell you whether there is any work there. A plaque has developed in the intestine, my friend. All right. And if these individuals bite him, brother, when you chop it and take it outside, the beans or the sea will emerge. How can I express myself? What do I mean, and what should I say? We'll take care of you folks in any case after this." When brother gets to the calf's house, he becomes agitated and believes that brother is extremely stingy. For what reason is he employed? What are you doing, brother? He means brother, and he is with his life. Having completed this mission, my hunger has subsided. Now who's hungry? Friend, it won't be shown on TV here till after completing all of this. A scenario featuring Mina Ashi Ro, the 27-year captain of the 3rd Division, is displayed. She has come a long way at the age of, "It's all right, buddy. You'll feel better in your life now." Why should I accept this, friend? Does it outperform 100 in strength? Overcame further kaijus, but there is a backstory to it that dates back to my early years. Mina and Kaf were acquainted in addition to being buddies, we attended the same school. Alright, so there was a flashback of that. The scenario is displayed, and then this calf's. He turns off the TV and spends a chunk of his life cursing, but eventually he gathers himself and asks, "Isn't it a lot to clean up?" In addition to being significant, it helps others. Is this also accurate? And if so, in any case, a wonderful room where he can eat anything he wants is what life is missing. So this, I believe, that should be sufficient. But allow me to share with you this. I know deep down that we must never forget their base of operations here. A scene of cleaning. This is a new kind of office. Reno, a guy, comes along. Ichikawa. Now, take a look at Ichikawa as well. He will play a big part here. He has so many dreams that he brought with him. You now wish to work as a defense officer. Let me tell you something, Captain. Mina is also standing up for the calf, and defending it. I've always desired to work as a defense officer, but he's here now, part of the cleaning crew. He failed, which is why he is stuck, not able to pass just by standing there. Should the table continue to be pushed, Ichika, why did you concede defeat once more? So, after hearing this, I feel a little guilty. He replies, I tried my best as much as I could. Now I have done as much as I could, to Kafka. When you're older, you'll comprehend, but Ichikawa has his dreams here. He states, quite seriously, that unless I work as a defense officer, I will not be able to comprehend. I'm not giving up until I succeed. In essence, I concur with Kafka on this. In any case, I'm beginning to feel a little awful. It's almost time for the second day. They will need roughly 7 days to complete this task, to finish, because it's a straightforward matter. This cashew is an enormous monster, guy. Alright, time to take it out. On this mission, it will undoubtedly feel otherwise. Pay simple. Also joining and going to a portion of the intestine is Kava. This is too much Kafka to hear. Is pleased, but Kafka, who is also summoned there, asks, Brother, why am I here for 2 days straight? Why should I work on the intestine? The manager informs him that you are doing well. Afterwards, he fled from this place, walks away and says, okay, then I'll do it. I'll still show this work. They take a rest, and then they are hungry. Is deceased, particularly Ichikawa, who is brother. On this first day, I feel a little off. It is evident that it enters the intestine. On his first day, give him coffee or not. Despite his slight attempts at motivation, he's having a great time with it. Despite her laughter, she gives him some juice, provides the drink, and instructs you to drink it since you cannot survive for very long without food. You will not be able to get through the entire day. He plucks her nose as well, so that he can obtain assistance. Is it okay to remove all of these? Return to work, and eventually, the majority of people's tasks are finished. It does occur, but the calf is unique to this location. Let's do the worst thing we can, he says. Since it's gone, the intestines might be to blame. After Will has completed, Ichikawa arrives here. He has come to express his gratitude. On its first day, the calf felt great, due to Gaiakov's assistance. Therefore, for him, Ada, thank you. Aside from this, it also states that the Defense Force's enlistment age limit has been raised to 33 while departing. Given that a year has passed, many Ka have one more chance, he believes. You seemed a little let down when I urged you to give up, and by the way, I have nothing to do with your life. It's up to you. I don't have to offer. You can do anything you want to do, okay? Do not misinterpret if you wish to surrender. This is what Kaf says as he departs, if you can. I was under the impression that Ichikawa was a useless person, but you are truly a kind person. Thank you very much, but let me show you a cashew from behind Ichikawa. He comes here practically right away. It's about time to eat Ichikawa. However, the calf would have been so much more swift that he ought to have arrived promptly to save Ichikawa. It is essentially extracted from this cashew. People refer to it as a yojo instead of a cashew. Thus, perhaps those little creatures, I'm not sure what will happen next in the narrative, but Yaju adds that calf is here, and he says, you escape from here and the Defense Force. Should I disclose this here first? Pei Ichikawa is reluctant to leave, but Kafka encourages him by telling him that he shouldn't become a defense officer. Proceed swiftly if you so choose. You will then find yourself here. Ichikawa flees, leaving Ka to handle this plot by herself. Now that he is here, he begins to flee. He notices a large structure with this strategy, he rushes inside and chases after me. To be freed, and he has crossed over. Here, it breaks glass as it exits. Give us another glimpse into her early years. Where Mina was sitting and sobbing is visible. Kafka also informs us that everything has been destroyed, including their home and school. It's because of that cashew, but right now I'm reading Kafka's description of his game as well. Nevertheless, Mina is really much as saddened by the death of her cat, Miko. Otherwise, they would have been sitting here together. This is where the scene would have been remembered if it had been made. There is Kafka, looking very hurt. In his hands is a rod. However, this rod snaps at a single blow. Then he sustains a little injury as well. Recognizes that he has made the decision to concede defeat. I took it. It was wrong. Okay, but how can it be this late? How had his life come to be so meaningless? This is his shattered leg following an assault. Additionally, when this Yaju arrives to consume the calf, he is coming here, and it will be a major sign when Ichikawa returns. After taking the board, shield it from this Yaju. He informs Kafka that he has stood up for the force has been informed, but they don't have Kafka here at this time. Can see his senior so that he can